Hello and welcome. Can't even talk now. Welcome to my Free Your Nervous System series. You hopefully have watched the Free Yourself from the Busyness Trap. You would have had instant access to that replay. Totally fine if you haven't. If you're just here for the Free Yourself from Procrastination, then this is the place for you. You'll know if which one you need to be in, which nervous system response you feel happens to you automatically, that you keep seeing the repeat pattern. Um, I myself have procrastinated a lot about this procrastination masterclass, and that's because um, it's kind of foreign to me. I don't often procrastinate. But I definitely have in the past, and I have been procrastinating on this for about a month. I think I've been wanting to do it, and yeah, I've just been procrastinating, and I guess I had to go through it as well to really experience it and understand more about it. And there's so much from like seeing people that I know in my lives that procrastinate a lot and they talk about their struggles, and then even like from my own experience. So it does vary for everyone how it shows up. But at the essence of it, the base of it, it is just your nervous system going into freeze. So you feel overwhelmed, there's too much information, there's too many choices, there's too much pressure. So you're just going to shut down because you don't know how you're going to be able to perform. So in that shutdown response, you're in this, um, I guess, in this void where it doesn't like there's nothing bad can happen because you haven't taken that step forward. So it's kind of like still being in that um the there's the fear zones, like you stay in your comfort zone, you know what's life's like there, you might want to make some change, but you're a bit too scared to step out into the unknown. So because straight out of that is the fear zone. But in that going into the fear zone, there is the learning zone. And in that learning zone, you're able to just give things a try and test things out and just be led step by step. You don't have to know the whole plan. You just need to know that next step. And that in that learning zone, you've got that safety to do that. And then you're able to step into the growth zone and be like, oh, wow, I just achieved that. I just went through that. Oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Why didn't I do this ages ago? And then you will then realize that your comfort zone has expanded. But if every time we have something new that we want to stretch ourselves to, and any new projects, any big like assignments or deadlines that's like people are counting on you for, feeling that sense of responsibility, that's when you just get stuck in the fear response, and the freeze response just comes in. So when our nervous system is activated, because it's all it is trying to gauge like there's something stressful or scary that's happening out in your world, and your nervous system has a few responses on how it's going to react. And you'll find you'll either have one that happens a lot, like constantly, that's just how you know that you're always reacting in that way, or different situations will trigger different responses. So you might find in your workspace you respond differently, but in your home life you respond in another way as well. So there's um, just understanding yourself will help with that, and really just understanding that it's just your body, your nervous system has gone into freeze, and that can play out in different ways, like physiologically. So you might feel very tensed and very this sense of unease, and almost like this sense of panic that's just constantly bubbling, and it's like telling you that you should be doing something about it, but you again you're like you've just feel too overwhelmed about what that next step to take is. So it's like, oh yeah, I'll just push it to the side, I'll just keep pushing it down. um, and then like you just keep trying to carry on, but you're getting more and more tense because you're like, I know this thing is like it starts to weigh on your shoulders, or it's like the monkey on your back. It's like come on, I'm here, I'm waiting. And you're like, no, I'm not ready for you yet. So you keep trying to push it to the side. And then that just keeps building up. And it builds up our cortisol levels. And then we can also, like, a lot of people will find that they procrastinate because they know that they do their best work in that like the handing in the assignment, then like working on it the night before it's due in, that kind of thing. Like, you work better under pressure. So what happens there is you're getting the adrenaline and the dopamine hits, and so it's like, oh, I don't need to worry about it until the last minute because I know everything, like all my hormones are going to get activated, and I'm going to do it all-nighter, and I'm going to pull through, and then I'm going to be able to deliver whatever the thing is. So that's where you, especially if you find yourself always, like, yeah, doing things the night before, that's more of a, like, the addictive personalities, because you're waiting for that adrenaline hit to keep you going, to get you to do it, and then you're getting that dopamine rush, and you're just like in it and loving it. And you're like, yeah, like, why work on things slowly and steadily when I know I'm going to get it done and I'm going to get this big hit doing it. Um, and then the next day you hand it in, or you deliver what it is that you needed to do, and then you're like, oh, and your whole system crashes again, because it's like, just there's like the peaks and the valleys. So to be something more sustainable, you want to be able to work on things slowly and steadily, and that will help keep your nervous system calm, and you'll feel safe. But then the other things that we've got at play is the conditioning that we get. So we are conditioned from our upbringing, so from our parents and from our schools and the teaching, to want to meet these deadlines, and that same thing can happen in the workplace as well. So we're conditioned to have to work hard and meet these deadlines, um, and having the whole deadline, like, that's the big scary thing that your nervous system's getting activated by, where you're not able to just allow yourself to work on things in your own time, and like learn things or create things in your own time, and then like share what you've learned, or um, deliver the project, or like if it's something that you've been creating, then to maybe be selling it. Like, so it's something that should be able to just flow with ease, but we are conditioned to need to respond to this external stimuli. So because we're also conditioned to be searching for things outside of ourselves, so we always conditioned to be receiving love and acceptance from doing the things that we do. So we find ourselves stuck in this cycle where we this is more so with the people pleasing, which will be tomorrow. But when you so yeah, so when you do the things that need to be done, then society rewards you. Yes, well done, you get a pat on the back. You're a good girl, you're a good boy. You get you get the acknowledgement, and you get the appreciation. So we're always conditioned to be looking for this external stimuli, this external recognition that we're doing a good job, when we're the ones that know if we're doing a good job or not. We're the one that knows how it feels inside. And that's the other thing, that we are so disconnected from being able to get that love and acceptance from within us. We're conditioned to be searching outside of ourselves, when all along the love is within us. So that's just the other programming from society. And then back to the addiction side of things, like, we're programmed and conditioned to be like not only just getting things from external sources, but to as in like the appreciation and the acknowledgement, but also that the answers will come from the external sources, so that you don't have the own answers within you. So we're not able to trust our own intuition. So when it comes to making a decision, like, you get yourself all worked up, because you're like, do I go this way? Do I go that way? You try to feel into which one, but then you get stuck into your head about how, okay, well, it could go out in this scenario, it could go out in that scenario. You get overwhelmed with thinking about it all. So then you go into freeze mode and you shut down. So it's very much just trying to sit with it and breathe and just again trying to access your intuition and trusting yourself to make the right decision. But like I was saying, we're conditioned to not know how to make the right decisions because then that way we're going to be listening to the external authorities, whether it's the government or the media, just anyone that's trying to tell us on the outside how we should be living our lives. Um, so if we don't know how to trust our own selves, then we're going to be listening to these external sources and trusting that they've got our best interests, which they don't. They don't know us. We are the only ones that know ourselves, and we are the only ones that can be true to ourselves. So yeah, so there's very different levels at play. So I'm going to transition into a quantum healing to just help pull through the the programming from society, which would be very much at play now, but also would have been at play throughout the generations. So with your parents and their parents, and it's just how the way that they've been controlling us has just been able to just build and build and build and keep us disconnected from ourselves more and more and more. But it's time for us to reclaim our nervous systems. It's time for us to reclaim our own power and just, yeah, connect back to ourselves and understand our own sovereignty. And yeah, so I'm hoping to clear the things and then help bring you back into your center. And help you yeah, we'll see what comes up, but like I feel like there might be like some more decisions that to be made that keep you in that state, so just helping hopefully to bring in some clarity for that as well, which would come with the more that you connect to yourself, then the more you'll be able to do that. So I'm going to switch into the quantum healing, and I'll just play some music. So if you guys can just let me know if, let me, okay, if you can just let me know if you can hear that music playing and if the volume is okay, that would be great. Great, thank you. And yeah, I'd also like to know, like, if what I've just shared, if you resonate with that, or if you have any questions, that I can go through before I go into the quantum healing. I'm happy to do that as well. And for those of you that haven't experienced any quantum healing before, I will connect to your energy. I'll be connecting to everybody's energy. So it doesn't matter if you're watching live or you're going to watch the replay. I'll be calling in the energies of everyone that will be in this space. I've created this container for this, and I will be calling in our higher selves and just, yeah, being shown what needs to be cleared for the collective, and just whatever's affecting everyone on a collective level. Um, okay, so I guess we will hop straight into it. So if you're not already sitting down, please take a seat or even lie down, make yourself comfortable. If you can be, yeah, free from any distractions, that would be great. But obviously, if you've got kids around and you get interrupted, that's fine too. You can always watch the replay. But yeah, the more you can just, yeah, create this space for yourself, better. So yeah, just closing your eyes and taking a deep breath in. As you breathe out, let a sigh. Letting everything that has come before this moment just leave your space, showing gratitude for yourself, for showing up for yourself and being here now. And another deep breath in Any worries you've been carrying, just allow them to fade away. You can set an intention if you want and see what comes through. I'm just feeling everyone's energies come through, and I'm just going to create a white pillar of light. And then with all of the souls that are in this space, going to connect to our higher selves first. So just visualizing a ball of light above you. This light could be streaming out towards you, or maybe you reach out to touch it. You feel the connection to this light, and it enters your sphere, coming down through your crown chakra, your brow, your throat, and anchoring into your heart. And then we're going to connect to source consciousness. We're going to visualize a grand central sun out in the cosmos. And again, you may see a light streaming straight out to you, or you may need to reach out, touch it, feel that connection. You are connected to source energy. It's coming down through the sky, through your soul star chakra, your crown, your brow, your throat, and again anchoring into your heart. And now we're going to send this energy down through our body, down through our feet, down through the earth, through all the layers of the earth, into the core of the earth, into the crystalline grid of the earth. And we're going to feel these crystalline frequencies. We're going to bring them up with us, up through all the levels of the earth, up through our feet, our root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, and again anchoring into our heart. And now that we are connected above and below, these energies are combining and growing and filling us up from head to toe. It's going to go into our blood and our bone and into all of our cells, right into our mitochondria. We are going to change things on a cellular level. Just breathing this energy in, allowing it to fill you up everywhere, the inside out. And now that your body is full, we're going to push it out into your energetic bodies, all of your chakras, your nadis, your meridians, and through the levels of your aura, the mental level, the emotional, the buddhic, the atmic, the monadic, and the divine. So now this light has grown so big it's filling up the entire room you're in. You can push it out further to fill up the entire house or space that you're in. You can push it out to fill up the entire suburb that you're in, the entire city, country. You can go as big as the globe and out even further if you want. The choice is yours. And I'm just sending an ultraviolet flame through to clear anything that does not serve your highest good. And now I'm surrounding you, the ultraviolet flame and a blue seal. So you are protected, Anything that does not serve your highest good cannot enter. And if it even touches you, it's going to be transmuted and sent back to sender with love, as love. Now we're calling in your higher self and your team of guides. First, we're just going to go back into our bodies and we're going to connect to our nervous system. And I'm just sending mycelium through to just clear any of the surface stuff that's keeping you stuck, that's keeping your nervous system activated in the sympathetic state, the fight or flight. And again, the ultraviolet flames working through to clear through anything that does not serve your highest good. And while we're connected to the nervous system, we're just going to lower the cortisol levels. And we're just going to increase our serotonin. So you should start to feel a state of ease washing over you as your nervous system and the hormones and neurotransmitters start to adjust. And this state of calm that you can feel right now, this is something that can be your everyday state. I want you to feel how good it feels, how calm it feels, and how grounded and centered you feel. I want you to feel connected to yourself, connected to your true essence, because this is something that we want to be able to connect to anytime we feel the need. And I'm very much feeling that when we are in our own sovereignty, this is our natural state. But outside of that, I can feel just all of these negative energies around us and all of these frequencies being transmitted to keep us or try to keep us stuck in a state of fear. There are different agendas with this, and you could get yourself caught up into the hows and the whys, but even that just still feeds into that system. And so what I want to do, obviously I want to break that system, but I can't just yet. I'm sure in time we will all be able to. But what I am trying to do is just help disconnect you from this system, this outdated system. It's like if you think of your devices and how they need software updates, it's like that's an old program that has been running and it's just so outdated now that we need to clear it out and reprogram it. And we're going to delete a lot of the codes that I am able to. Already that external space is feeling a lot clearer. And you may start to feel something either in your third eye or your pineal gland. I'm being shown to just work with the pineal gland. And there's like a mix here, like some are still calcified, some are like some of you have been doing the work to decalcify your pineal gland through whether it's energy healings or psychic development or even detoxing. So it's like all of the things you're doing are working, but there's still just a bit of some tune-ups that I will do. And then there's some that haven't started this process yet. So I'm going to be starting with the ones that haven't started the process yet. And there's many ways that it's been calcified, but the purpose of it, the reason why, is because our pineal gland allows us to develop and access more of our intuition and our psychic gifts and our sovereignty. Just calling in the mycelium again to help me. So I feel like I'm almost getting them to a state that's where I'll be able to bring the others in and work on everyone with the final tuning. So I'm bringing them in now. So you may have felt it before that I was working with you, or you may feel me calling in your energy now. And I'm just adjusting to feeling everyone's, because again, there's different levels that people are at. So again, I'm just using the mycelium to kind of bring everyone to the same level for me to work with. I feel like we've got a frequency upgrade coming through. adjust into some light language that's going to come through to assist with this process. I feel like it was more coming through my hands then. I was expecting it to come through my voice. Hopefully you felt that. But now there's more coming through. I think we'll just, that's the beginning of it. She alu akini ke abali ke ini ali nini she dakabo she ali ani she nini ali so ali mola kini kali she kani koli she amo ali ani she. It's very gentle. Hopefully you're not feeling it too strong. It almost feels like we've given it a new sense of life. It feels almost like it has its own heartbeat, like it feels very warm and beautiful. And now, just because I am in the brain, so to speak, I'm just going to check in on the amygdala and the limbic part of the brain and see what neural pathways we need to work with to help keep you out of this freeze response, out of the procrastination and the indecision, and able to trust yourself, which should come easier now because of the work that's been done on the pineal gland. But there's still, I'm seeing there's all these old neural pathways of pretty much your whole life of not being able to trust yourself, not being able to, it's like even not being able to allow to think for yourself. It's like, again, coming back to like the schooling systems, we even get taught how to think. It's like from an early age we're being programmed to think what society wants us to think and act how society wants us to act. And I think part of the procrastination, what I'm seeing come through is maybe it's more like if you identify yourself with being like more of a rebel, more of a someone that challenges the status quo, more of someone that rejects authority, that you may be the type that is more stuck in the procrastination because you inherently know not to, like, that you want to trust yourself and think for yourself, but being conditioned to think the way that people want you to think creates, like, it always makes you feel like you're not normal, or like you never fit in, and like you're doing something wrong, and then that can also lead into the procrastination. But it's like you already had a foot up over like tomorrow when we're going to the people pleasers, like they want to please everyone, so they want to think what people want them to think, whereas you feel like you already had this trust in yourself and your own strength, but it's like it was society tries to squash it out of you and dim your light. So what I guess feels like I'm pulling out is just all of those connections and wiring that would try to put on you to follow the status quo and do as you were told and think what you're being told to think, instead of being able to trust yourself. So by removing these old connections will allow you to change the way you think and be more free to trust your intuition and create these new pathways where you are following your gut and not having that indecisiveness come in, that you can trust your gut and you can trust your own instincts. And then the next layer that's coming through is the one that I identify with a bit more, because then the other procrastination develops out of that perfectionism. So if it can't be perfect, then you're not going to act on it. You're not going to release it into the world. You're not going to trust yourself that it is good enough because it's not perfect. So then you keep yourself in that freeze response because it's everything has to be perfect, because it's like once you open yourself up and you're in that vulnerable space of delivering something, you expect it to be perfect, and so you're already expecting the judgments from other people because you're so conditioned to be thinking about what other people think and feel and trusting their opinions over your own. So again, I'm just pulling out these connections and wirings. All right, and now I'm just going into a deeper part of your brain. This is like the midbrain, the pons of brainstem. It's like this forms like more of a older primal part of your brain that the limbic brain then sits on. And within this, when I do my kinesiology work, we work with the PVSS. I'm trying to remember what it stands for, perioventricular system. One of the S's is missing. And I'm actually working with the fluid right now. And I'll also be calling in the cerebrospinal fluid, because it's like these fluids are what carry all of our neurotransmitters to activate different parts of our brain and send different chemical messages to different organs and just everything that's connected with our nervous system responses. Again, I'm just pulling all the stress related to freeze, and it is feeling very hard and heavy, like it is frozen. As I'm pulling this out, you may even just feel like big weight coming off your shoulders. And it's like all that internal angst that you put yourself through, not even while you're procrastinating, but also after you do start to take action and you start to see how easy it was, then you're like, why did I just put myself through this? Or I should have done this sooner, like I would have been done already. So then it's that negative self-talk that we do. I'm just pulling all of that out. And it's just, yeah, like all these old stories that we play. It's time to just let them go. Like using the analogy like of them being old cassette tapes. Again, it's old, outdated technology. Let's bring you online, bring you into the digital world where you can easily edit. All right. The brain area and pathways are feeling quite good now. Actually, like I hope you can feel a difference. Like it's feeling a lot lighter, but I am getting the sense of freedom, like with that lightness, like there's more space. There's more space in there, which just allows more possibilities, and it's just like freedom to start creating the new neural pathways that you want. Like follow your joy and let that be what leads you. And then the more you start to do that, then it will create these new neural pathways, and trusting yourself more and being more compassionate with yourself. Just thinking of it like going to the gym or like starting a new exercise routine. It's a new muscle you need to develop. So it's like we've wiped the slate clean, but it's now on you. Like you are the one that needs to start taking action, but in a softer way, like in a being connected to yourself and your heart and your sovereignty first before taking action, and not doing it with as much force and as much pressure, allowing it to flow with ease and noticing the difference as well. So showing yourself, oh wow, like this is different, like really trying to feel into how things are different, and maybe even keep a record of it so you can prove to yourself that things have changed, things are different. Because with this work that we do in the quantum field, it's quite subtle, because there's so much at play. So we want the integration to be as soft and easy as possible. So work is powerful, but it's done in such a subtle way that you don't really depending on how in tune you are, you may feel it, you may not. And then it's about staying present and staying in the observer mode and just observing how things are different, how you are doing things differently, and being like, oh, wow, like I used to do it that way and now I'm doing it this way. And then congratulating yourself on that and reminding yourself that you are different. So it's like, again, with releasing those old stories, it's shedding that old identity. So you maybe you were always a procrastinator your whole life, but that's not you anymore. So, how do you want to be in the world? How do you want to step out in the world? What is it that you've been procrastinating about so much that you can do something with today and just flip that script? So, I really want you to take some sort of action step today and please share it in the group. If you haven't already joined the group, you'll have the link in the email, and also on um, the page with where I'll be sharing the replay. But yeah, please report back to me with an action step that you've done. And I don't say this in the way in the what that I've just cleared, like that you need an external source that's telling you what to do. This is I want to be your cheerleader. I want to congratulate you. I want to support you. I want to witness you. Um, so yeah, so it's just sharing. Let's share our wins and have this space to do it. Um, and in a way, I guess it's also still having a bit of a sense of accountability. Like it's still having the training wheels on. Like if that's still what you're used to, like having to be, like you only deliver when you know someone's counting on you. Um, so it's in a way, it's still having that sense there, but in this space, it's more of a there's no judgment, there's no pressure, there's no expectation. I am excited to hear back from you in any regard. Um, okay. Oh, that was nice. I'm just now going to unmerge all of us and all of your energies back to you, thanking you for joining this space, being part of this, helping contribute to what needed to come up for clearing for the collective. I see you and I thank you. So I'm closing this space with gratitude and appreciation. And as you start to come back into your body, I want you to just wiggle your fingers and your toes. Just gently move your body, sway it, move it any way that feels nice. Move your legs a little bit and your arms. And as you're moving your body in a soft, gentle way, I want you to just notice if your body feels different, if you can feel any of the tension has gone. And just really tune into how you feel different and that you can tune back into this space whenever you need to. And then when you're ready, just opening your eyes and welcome back. That was very interesting. I don't know if I thought like that was yeah, I don't know what I was expecting to come through today. I guess part of it, like that was a bit of what I was expecting. But yeah, I didn't expect to be doing so much work in the brain. As much as I love the brain, yeah. Um, and yeah, I just find it's funny how much I was procrastinating about this and now realizing it's because I hadn't experienced it enough to feel like I could speak on it enough. And that's the perfectionism coming back through. So yeah, so that's I can see now that that's what was holding me in that state of freeze that who am I to talk about it when I only know a bit of it. So yeah, so I hope what I spoke about in the beginning made sense, that it resonated with you, and I hope you felt something during the healing. If you want to share, please feel free to in the chat. Otherwise, you can also do that on the group where I'll upload the recording. I really would love to hear what you experienced, and that always just helps. Um, it fills me up in so many different ways. So yeah, so I would really, yeah, love to hear from you. And yeah, for those that are live, if you want to unmute, you can, or you can just type it in the chat. Um, and yeah, if you want to join tomorrow, we've got the people pleasing, and then on Monday we've got the anger. So people pleasing is the fawn response, and anger is the fight response. And you may have already watched the replay of the busyness, which is the flight response. Um, and if you haven't, you have access to it. So yeah, don't feel overwhelmed that there's too many things to catch up on, or too many to try to catch up live. You will have access to this. So yeah, so watch it in your own time. But yeah, obviously don't procrastinate on it. It is something that will free your nervous system. And even if you don't really resonate with any of the responses in particular, I do recommend joining for it, because like even for myself, like yes, I went through procrastination about releasing this procrastination class, but um, as I was going through it, I had some realizations about how where it does play out for me. So it may be something that like only gets triggered in certain times. So it's like down here, whereas like one of the other ones, you may know that that's what's always running for you. So the more that we can just clear all of them, then you'll be able to really reclaim your nervous system and just be able to stay in this state of calm and ease, and just keep increasing your frequency and your vibration without having all the external things um, triggering you. Because like I feel like I'm sure all of you are on your own healing journeys, and you've got whichever modalities you're using to help you with that, or even your own self-healing, because we can all heal ourselves. I truly believe this, and I want you to know that you have the power to do this yourself. Yes, it is my business to help others, but I want you all to know that you can do it yourself. Um, but then what's also coming up in these spaces is I'm knowing that I need to be clearing the collective things. So it's like we can do all this work on ourselves, but sometimes we can't break through because there's still this external stuff affecting the collective. And that's what keeps us stuck. So that's what I'm really, yeah, trying to clear, so that the more you're working on yourself, the more you're going to rise up. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. So yeah, so thank you again for joining, and yeah, please share your experience in the comments in the Facebook group, and reach out to me if you need to on socials or email. Yeah, I would love to hear from you. Thank you again, and I will stop recording now.